a new day. Don't know what's on the way, but whatever it is, I'll be ready.
Hi, I'm Katelyn Tarver.
Alright, and you are actually originally from Georgia.
That's
and
right.
You just moved here.
Mhm.
What's the biggest change?
The biggest change, I guess, is just, like, I'm from a super small town in Georgia, like, 2 stoplights. And so that's, like, serious small town. And then, you know, LA, of course, is not that at all. So that's been a big change, just going from, like, super small town, know everybody town, to LA, where it's, like, huge and, like, tons of stuff to do, which is great. And I've been, you know, loving it. But yeah, that's probably the biggest change. And also just, like, being thousands of miles away from my family.
So what do you do when you get homesick?
I like to iChat with my family, with my parents, and that always is really cool. I still think it's like the coolest thing ever, iChat. I'm like, wow! But, yeah, you do that, and then, yeah, just, that's about all you can do, and just talk to them on the phone. But, you know, I really haven't gotten that homesick, surprisingly. Like, I've been out here for 3 months, and, you know, it's a big move, but I've really been just loving it.
So how long have you been singing?
I've been singing, you know, I've loved to sing since I was, like, really, really young. But as far as, like, really pursuing it, probably about 4 years, or, like, 4.5 years, because I was on the show American Juniors when I was 13, and that kind of opened my eyes to just, like, wow, I could actually maybe do this. So ever since then, I've kind of wanted to try to get a career in music, and it's been a journey. But
What was the coolest part about being on American Juniors?
Oh man, I loved being on the show. I mean, it was like the first time ever really, like, singing in front of people, and, like, being out here in Hollywood and just meeting other people who like to do the same thing I did, and it was just a great experience all around. My favorite part was probably just, like, doing the show, you know, like practicing and singing and performing on the stage, and recording and getting to, like, just do fun things with all the people on the show. So yeah, it was just all around great.
American Juniors is like the junior version of American Idol.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to go on American Idol?
I don't know. You know, I really kind of want to just try to make it without having to go on there. I mean, it's a great launching pad for, you know, a lot of people, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but I did the younger ones, and now I kind of just want to see if I could not do it.
Do you play any instruments?
I play guitar. I'm, you know, getting better and better every day. I still don't feel, like, super confident with my playing, but I'm learning and I'm practicing.
What's one instrument you'd love to learn to play?
I want to learn to play the piano. I really do. I took lessons for a while, and then I, like, moved for like 2 months or something, and didn't go back. But I really want to play the piano, and the drums would be kind of cool. I don't know.
And do you write your own music?
I do write some of my own music, but I also like to write with people and write with songwriters and producers who, you know, do that for their living. Because I feel like, you know, they can just get stuff out of me that I wouldn't have normally thought to say, or, you know, it's just sometimes easier for me to write with people helping me, but sometimes I will write stuff on my own too.
So what's the hardest part about writing songs?
You know, I am such a perfectionist. Like, I have problems sitting down and just writing whatever comes to my mind. I'm like, well, that sounds stupid, and that doesn't go together, and that doesn't work. And it's just like, you know, the key to writing a song is just to write, and then, you know, cut out stuff that you don't like and try to piece it together. And I'm just like, I want it to be perfect the very first time I write it, and that's just, you know, not how it goes. So that's probably the hardest part about writing. It's just, you know, actually starting to write and, like, not caring about if it's perfect, you know, just writing.
And where were you when you first heard your song on the radio?
I remember one of my songs came on Radio Disney, and I was in Georgia with my family, and we knew it was coming on because they were doing, like, Pick It or Kick It, and it came on and it was like the weirdest thing ever. So I was like, oh, okay, it's not just me and my family listening to this on a CD. It's like really on the radio. So it was awesome, and I can't wait to hear more of my songs on the radio, hopefully.
And speaking of new music, are you working on any that we can hear?
I am working on new music, and you know, it is taking forever to get it out there because there's just so much like stuff that goes into getting new music out there, and you want to make sure you do it right, because then you kind of only get one chance almost to go, like, you know, get out there with your songs, and you want to make sure you have it all together and, you know, planned out. So that's kind of been what the holdup has been for, you know, the past year. Basically, it's just like just behind the scenes stuff, and like but I am in the studio, and I am writing and getting new songs, and hopefully, you know, later on this year, I'm gonna release it and hopefully go on tour and stuff like that. So,
how would you describe your style of music?
It is, you know, my music has kind of evolved over the past few years. You know, in the beginning, I was like more into like pop, just pretty standard like pop rock songs, which I still do, but now I kind of want to add different elements into it, whether it be like, you know, a synth or like just like a weird kind of electronic almost added into like pop and but guitar and like stuff like that. So I want to try to just go in the studio and just create like, you know, stuff that's like kind of like not too far out there, but just different enough to where you're like, oh, that sounds kind of, you know, interesting. So that's kind of been fun to play around with different sounds and just music that's like fun and like, you know, carefree and you can listen to with your friends and have a good time.
Who are your musical influences?
I love listening to people with big voices, you know. Christina is a big inspiration for me. Christina Aguilera and Kelly Clarkson, I think, is great, and Adele, who just came out. I love her music. Just people who can really, really sing inspire me as far as like my singing style and my voice and what I try to do with my voice. But you know, I listen to so many different genres of music. Like I like Adele and John Mayer and John McLaughlin and James Morrison, and just like kind of mellow type music, but also like Britney and you know, the pop top 40 music and 70s music. I think is really cool. 80s music. So I'm just all over the place with my musical likings.
If you could go on tour with anybody, who would you want to go on tour with?
Oh man, you know, I just like, I want to go on tour so badly that I'm kind of willing to go with anybody. But I think someone like, I like love the Black Eyed Peas, how when they come out with stuff, it's just so kind of like off the wall, and when you first hear it, you're like, what? And then the more you hear it, you're like, okay, I love that song. That's like what's happened with every one of those songs. I think it'd be cool to tour with them because they just seem like, you know, their stuff is really fun and upbeat. But yeah, I don't really know. I have to think about it.
What would be your dream venue to play at?
Oh my gosh. I mean, of course, Madison Square Garden would be amazing, and then just any, you know, like Staples Center here in LA, and just any big arena would be like, I can't even imagine like what that would be like. You know, I can't even imagine. It'd be so cool.
And you were in Mitchell Musso's video.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, I met Mitchell in the studio one time, just randomly out here. He was working on a song of his, and so we met and just kind of talked and, you know, kind of kept in touch. And I ended up actually recording a song with him that's going to be on his new album. Totally like random in the studio. They're like, hey, would you want to like demo this verse for us? Like, you know, we're thinking about doing a duet. And I was like, yeah, sure. And so I did the duet, and they ended up really liking my voice on it. So so I did that duet, and then when it came time to do his video, he just asked if I would be the girl in his video, and so it was really cool. It was like, I'd never done that before. It was a really fun thing to do.
What was the coolest part about making a music video?
You know, just like seeing how from what they make you do, because you'll be like in making the music video, and they'll be like, okay, they won't really be playing the music, but they'll tell you to like dance around, and then they'll be like, okay, look really sad, okay, look really happy, okay, look really down, blow your hair, poke your lip out, just like stuff, and you're like, what, like how is this all going to come together? But so just seeing like all the how they piece everything together and get the final product is really interesting.
And are you also interested in acting?
Yeah, I've been going on auditions out here, and I did a pilot for Nickelodeon back in October. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of just doing it more on the side. I feel like music is more of a passion for me because I've been doing it for so long and I feel more comfortable with it. And with acting, it's a little bit more of a challenge and a lot more nerve-wracking going into auditions, and kind of like, because I'm always wondering, I'm like, am I even any good at this at all? But you never know. But yeah, I am doing a little bit of auditioning and stuff like that too.
If you could guest star in any show, which show would it be?
I love The Office and 30 Rock and shows like that, just like awkward like humor. So it'd be fun to do a guest star on either one of those shows. But I also am a longtime fan of Grey's Anatomy, so that'd be pretty cool too.
And where can people find you online?
You can find me online at myspace.com/Katelyn Tarver online, and also youtube.com/Katelyn Tarver. I like to do videos and stuff and post them on my YouTube and my MySpace, and then twitter.com/Katelyn Tarver. But most of my music and stuff, and I mostly get on and reply to people on my MySpace. So,
speaking of Twitter,
yes.
What is it about Twitter you think that makes it so addicting?
I have no idea. I mean, it's just like so, I guess people are just so interested in like what you're doing right this second. And I don't know, I'm having trouble though with my Twitter, because it's like every time I want to put something on there, it's like about what I just ate, or like what I'm thinking about eating, and I'm like, wow, like I really need to stop twittering about food, because people are going to think all I do is eat, which is kind of true. And also, like, Twitter's cool, and of course I do it, but if something significant happens to me in my day, I'll Twitter about it. And then if I see someone later and I'm like, oh my gosh, today, like, this happened, they're like, oh yeah, I saw it on your Twitter. And I'm like, okay, never mind. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter anymore. And then it kind of like takes away from your story and like telling people about it because they already know. It's kind of like, okay.
Do you have a favorite like celebrity to follow or anything?
I follow my friend Lucy Hale, and I follow Tiffany Thornton. I follow John Mayer, which is cool to me because it's like he really just said that. The John Mayer just said that. I follow him, which is pretty cool.
What would you do if he were to like reply to you?
Oh my gosh, I'd freak out. I would freak out. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And do you have a message you want to say to your fans?
Oh my gosh, just thank you. Like, I don't even know where to begin, because I've been working, for so long on my music and not like touring and stuff, but I try to just like, I can't wait to go out on tour and just like meet you guys that say hey to me on MySpace and that, comment me and send me messages, and like I can't believe that people, take the time to like want to say hey to me, and it really does encourage me to get on my MySpace and read comments, like saying that they like my music, or that, they can't wait to see me in concert, because because it can get tough and discouraging some days when you're like, oh, but so just thank you really for just the continued support, and I promise that I'm working really hard and hope to come out and meet all of you soon.